everything I say will be fact-based. So if I can't back it up with facts, and I hadn't shown guys that have been part of the conversations up till now, then I won't offer an opinion unless I can back it up with reports and solid information. So that's my commitment to you guys. About a month ago, it became clear to me we needed to do something very, very different and drastic with 5 Links. We needed to raise some money because the path we were on was not a good one. The product strategy was failing, and it was failing because we were asking our reps to buy a business rather than make money in a business. And we started out 5 Links. It was always service-based. The commitment was we'd never ask people to hold inventory, and we got off of that path. The original intent of our product strategy, by the way, was not to be the main product in the United States. It was really done to help us drive an international business. But people got enamored with the idea that these products would be the way to bring more revenue to the company. The problem is that revenue comes on the backs of our representatives through auto ships rather than our ability to sell it. And while I think the products are good products, I also know it's very difficult to get people to buy $30 bags of coffee and $30 coffee pods and $69 supplements. It's a lot of money to ask of people. So what happened is our representatives kind of forced to buy it. And that's not to me where I ever wanted to be. I never wanted to be in the business of loading people up with product that they couldn't sell or didn't necessarily want, but they did it just to retain points or to retain a position. So that's kind of where I had lost my faith in the direction of the company. And I would, this was a topic of conversation frequently in the office, and I kept finding myself actually being the odd man out. My message was not agreed with by everybody. A lot of people thought, especially the other folks who had a vote, felt that product was the future direction. And clearly it wasn't, because since we launched coffee in January of 2014, our sales went down, not up. Our revenue went down, not up. So we weren't on the right course, and I've been in business long enough. I've had 3 startups. When something's not working, you change it. You don't keep riding that horse until it's dead. You have to make a change. And sometimes you have to make a change when you don't want to, but if it's for the good of everybody on your team, sometimes you have to make the hard decision and do it. But we didn't have, for whatever reason, we didn't have consensus on that need to change. So the company needed an infusion of capital. I tried to bring that infusion of capital. 4 weeks ago, I would not have told you I was going to be on this phone call today doing this. It was not my plan. My plan was to continue to support the company that I started 14 years ago and that I put my heart and soul into. So that was my plan. And I'm not going to say more about that stuff other than to say that I wish it had worked. I truly wish it had worked. I wish people's incomes weren't down 50% in the last 12 months, because that's painful to watch. So anyway, I went to a friend of mine. I went to 3 friends of mine a little while back in the middle of August and said, listen, we need some cash in 5 Links, and who's willing to help me? And one of my friends said, listen, I'd love to help. And he was a supplier to our company and offered up a sizable chunk of money to help the company, and that money was refused. So at that point, it was pretty clear to me that I had to do something different. And there were more personal factors involved. I won't get into that unless you guys ask me specific questions. But the fact is, I knew it was time for me to find something else. So I had 2 friends ask me if I would be the president of their companies. This one was the guy who happened to be, his name was Jerry Monty. He was the one who offered to put the money into our company. And my goal was to partner with Paycation, use their model as part of the 5 Links services bundle. So it was something we needed. It's something we talked about for 2 years, but we never launched. So the idea was the 5 Links people were going to get the benefit of this model as well as the other services. But it was a way to get people off of product and into another product that was exciting, easy, and could drive good income for our representatives. Well, it became clear I needed to do something else. He said, listen, why don't you come in, become the president of MontBriar? MontBriar is a holding company, just so you're aware. So people ask, what's MontBriar, what's Vacation, what's Income Valet, and all these other companies. MontBriar is a holding company. That holding company is in something that's called a public shell, which means that company is prepared to be traded on a public market, whether it's a stock, the over-the-counter exchange, the NASDAQ, the American Exchange, New York Exchange. And that's what we're preparing to do by rolling different companies underneath this umbrella that is called MontBriar. Vacation is one of the subsidiary companies. There's another one called Income Valet. There's another one called Turbo Viva, which is actually a manufacturer of nutrition products for the Latino market, south of the border. And there are two other companies we're getting ready to roll into the MontBriar family. Anybody in any one of the MontBriar companies, whether it's Vacation, whether it's Income Valet, whether it's one of the other MLMs we're rolling in, will be able to buy any of the products or services across the platform. However, when I looked at the Vacation model and realized that they were doing, through their extreme travel company, $100 million a year in travel bookings through companies like Royal Caribbean, Barcelo Resorts, Palace Resorts, Carnival Cruise Lines, Crystal Cruise Lines, you name it. I mean, they are the third largest booker of trips on Carnival. So the whole thing when people talk about, some of these travel programs are not really travel programs, they're travel clubs. This one is not a travel club. This is a bona fide travel agency, a very large one, that generates significant commission income for its representatives. And then, of course, there's the traditional, the networking element. So this company is a $50 million company today. The $100 million is the bookings, that's not the commissions. So you take all the revenue of the company, it's just under $50 million in revenue today. So it's a great business. It's a healthy business. It's a profitable business. And that's a great springboard for me and for Jeremy to go out and acquire other companies under our umbrella. And that's really so hopefully that clears up what's MontBriar, what's Vacation, how do they tie together. But the Vacation model, what I love about it, I'm going to quote a buddy of mine, Lee Lemons, who, if you've been around Five Links for a while, you know Lee. He was one of our first people in. He was one of the top guys at Excel back in the day. And Lee told me one of the first times I met him, he said, Craig, this business has to be so simple, my grandma could do it. And he said, and Five Links isn't simple. And honestly, anybody who's been in Five Links for a while knows it's complex. We didn't design it to be complex, but it became complex over the years. And that makes it hard for people to explain, which makes it hard to grow. So when I looked at this other model, the Vacation model, and by the way, if you've heard the name Extreme Global Services, Extreme Global Services is going to be the new name for Vacation come next year when we roll all the service products underneath the umbrella, and I'll explain those in a minute. So this Vacation model, what I like about it is people pay $149. They get to be certified as a travel agent, licensed as a travel agent. The only other thing you need to pay is $69 a month. There's no platinum services. There's no business elite. There's no VIP kits, leader kits, no smart builders. There's none of that. It's $69 a month. You get 12 reps underneath you. You don't pay. The $69 a month is covered. It's paid for. So now you don't even pay a monthly fee. Your monthly fee is taken care of. So now you're actually making money in a business rather than paying money to belong. And that, to me, was exciting. It's very simple. You get 12 people in, and your $69 is covered. Now your overhead is taken care of. You have your back office. You have your travel portal, and you're done. So the next step is to roll in value-added services. How do we bring more to our representatives to increase the income and make this a business where we can really expand our network of people? So we're bringing back some of the old services we've had, as well as layering in new services in the insurance. I'm breaking the company into three sectors. One will be travel, one will be entertainment and home, and the other is going to be financial services. Financial services will be things like you've seen before, credit card processing. There'll be home loans, student loans, car loans, auto insurance, life insurance, disability insurance, health insurance. If you remember Smart Choices, Smart Choices will be offered at $20 less than it is today. So Smart Choices will be a lower cost alternative, but it'll actually have more pharmacies and no doctor costs. So we've improved the product and lowered the price $20 a month, and still have the ability for people to access a Medicare plan or a traditional health plan that's an Affordable Care Act sponsored plan. So you're not going to lose anything. In fact, you'll gain, and you'll pay $20 a month less if you want it. If you don't want it, you don't have to buy it to qualify. There's no points in this model. This model is based on we call business volume, which means it's based on dollars and cents. That's the easiest thing in the world to understand. We all understand dollars and cents. We all talk dollars and cents. So if you sell a satellite dish, for instance, there's a business volume component tied to that. The other thing that's going to happen, and this is something I've been fighting for a very long time, is we need to pay the people who are new to the plan. We can't have all the money just flow upline. So when someone sells a service in this new model, a bounty element will be paid to the selling representative and the upline. The selling representative gets half, the upline gets half. That's the whole upline. So now when someone joins the business, they don't have to wait 3 months to get 15 cents residual on a service that they sold. They'll be able to sell a product, get a commission, and then still get residual income downstream. So all the services to throw immediate cash into the field from the very first level, the people who are new to the business, signing up services, all the way up the top. But half the money, half that bounty goes to the selling representative because that's fair. It's the right way to do it. Too many people were leaving 5 links because they joined, and it was a constant outflow of money. There was no inflow. So we need to reverse that. And that's what we're doing with this new model. So that's the vision for the future, is to drive money back into the field, not require people to spend money to belong to an organization that's supposed to be helping them grow in income.